When I departed the courthouse that day, the rain did not merely fall, it descended in a torrent. My former husband, Arthur's attorney, wore that smug half-smile, the kind that broadcasts, "We prevailed because you collapsed first." I did not protest. I did not shed a tear. I simply stood there clutching the documents that stripped me of everything. My residence, my children, my dignity. And when his final text message arrived, I stared at it until the letters blurred. "You will die penniless and solitary." I felt no rage. I felt pure clarity because men like him, individuals who deceive and still demand praise, never anticipate. The silent ones coming for them. We met in college. He was magnetic, loud, in the manner quiet women like. Myself found exciting and irresistible. He often said he liked how attentively I listened. I mistook that attention for affection. My sister Veronica was always his opposite, sharp, loud, constantly seeking validation. When we were married, she stood beside me in matching silver footwear. I did not realize then that she would be wearing his discarded shirts 11 years later. It started with small deviations, late evenings, secretive messages. My sister Veronica began appearing to assist with the kids more frequently than normal. One night his cell phone illuminated on the counter while he showered. The text read, "He's almost asleep. Are you coming over?" And below it were my sister's initials. I did not confront him. I did not shout. I saved every piece of evidence, screenshots of texts, financial records, images of his vehicle parked outside her apartment building. When you have been quietly underestimated your whole existence, revenge becomes a form of sophisticated art. He believed I would simply break down. He did not know I had been preparing. I allowed him to believe he was dominating the situation. I played the role of the helpless spouse while moving every dollar I could access into my separate reserve account, tracking the remainder through the company he had founded with investors. I uncovered things he thought were permanently buried, bogus invoices overseas, transfers, hidden capital, and I retained all of it. When he filed for the dissolution of our marriage, I did not dispute the terms. I let him keep the house, the enterprise, even my children temporarily because I knew what was coming next. But I did not anticipate what came after that. When the locks were changed on the house, I packed what I could fit into 3 cartons. The rest went into a storage unit. Unit 213, a concrete space that smelled of dust and wasted years. That is where I found it. In the rear corner beneath a tarp lay a metallic briefcase with my name taped onto it. Inside were $5,000 in neatly arranged notes and a handwritten message. "This is just travel money. The actual fortune is waiting at these coordinates." No. Sign off, no explanation, just numbers written in clean, deliberate script. For the first time in months, I felt something akin to curiosity. I followed the coordinates. They guided me to an old property, 2 hours outside the city, limits an unoccupied but maintained farmhouse. When I entered, dust swirled like disturbed memories. In the center of the room, on a wooden surface, was a laptop. I opened it. The screen activated, showing familiar files, bank statements, company ledgers, and a list of offshore accounts registered under my husband, Arthur's name. But what truly shocked me was not the data. It was the email drafts unsent but composed by Veronica. He said, "Once you're gone, we can live freely. He's transferring everything under my name tomorrow. I do not trust him, but I cannot stop now." They had already turned on each other. And whoever left that briefcase, someone from his inner circle, perhaps wanted me to witness it. That was the moment I understood betrayal had layers, and I was not the only one ruined by his deceit. I spent the next 6 months systematically dismantling him piece by piece, quietly, legally, elegantly. The offshore accounts were reported, the fake investors were contacted, the company was frozen pending investigation. Every single transaction I had ever tracked found its way into the correct inboxes with his name attached. By the time the authorities came for him, he was bankrupt, paranoid, and convinced I had masterminded the entire setup. He was not wrong. Veronica, she fled. Her accounts had been drained by him, not me. He had left her exactly as he had left me, destitute and disposable. I observed the news reports roll in. Local entrepreneur faces major fraud charges. Millions missing. No one mentioned me. I preferred that anonymity. A month later, I returned to the farmhouse. The air felt colder, quieter. In the corner of the wooden table sat another simple envelope. Inside was a single sentence, typed this time. "Justice is not revenge, but sometimes they appear the same." I do not know who left it. Perhaps the same person who provided the briefcase. Perhaps someone else who had also lost to him. I did not need to know because, as I stood there inhaling the silence he used to fill with his lies, I realized I was not damaged anymore. He was right about one thing. I did die poor and alone, but I was reborn, rich in truth and serenity and personal power. And sometimes that is the only true fortune worth discovering.